Hello, my stamping friends. Good morning. It's Christine Ludwig from Christine's Stamping Spot. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Albert, Alberta. And welcome to my live video today. Leave a comment. Let me know where you're from. It's always great to see who's tuning in, even if you're watching on the replay. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. So yes, today is Friday the 13th. Does anyone have any superstitions about Friday the 13th or anything like that? Hopefully it's a great day, not a, what's the word I'm looking for? A superstitious day where, you know, things can happen. Yeah, Friday the 13th doesn't fall that often, but when it does, I know some people get a little bit skittish or whatever. But if it was Friday the 13th last week, I'd say yes, it was bad luck. My husband was in a bit of a car accident, but he's okay. And I said, oh my gosh, it's not Friday the 13th till next week. But it happened last Friday morning, but he's okay. He was not at fault. It's just our vehicle we're trying to figure out what's going to happen with. So you know how that can be a bit of a hassle. Hi, Marlene. Good morning. But anyway, we will carry on and it will all work out. Could have been a lot worse, but we're just happy that he's okay. So hopefully Friday the 13th will be good for you. And tomorrow, Saturday the 14th, is Valentine's Day. So does anyone have any special plans for Valentine's Day tomorrow? Nice that it falls on a Saturday. I'm sure the restaurants will be packed and lots of nice things happening. We'll probably just have a little kind of quiet day tomorrow, I think. Just because things can be so busy and expensive on Valentine's Day, but I know it's also a very special day for a lot of people. So enjoy wherever you are, doing whatever you'd like to do. Okay, so I hope the weather is good where you all are. We're going to head into a little bit of a cold spell, I hear, next week. So I was not too excited in the last couple of weeks when we were having these beautiful spring temperatures, because I knew things can change in a heartbeat here in Alberta. And hopefully it's going to be our last kick at the cat at winter. So I don't know how much snow we might get or how cold it might get. Hi, Marlene. But we will see. We will get through it too. It's already going to be middle of February, so we're heading into March, although March can be kind of crazy too. So we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm going to stop yakking and talk about what we're going to do today. I'm going to give you a sneak peek at some new designer paper that is coming as an online exclusive in March. So I'm just going to turn my camera around and grab that paper and show you what it looks like. It's very beautiful. So just close your eyes for 1 second. And I will show you. I'm going to put my camera down a bit so you can see. Oh, hopefully that's okay. Fairly straight. Hopefully you can all see that. All right, bit of a shadow there today, but that's okay. Why is it not going straight? Okay, that'll do, right? You guys can all see my hands. Excellent. All right, so the designer paper we are going to use is called, I have to keep the name straight in my head, Delicate Dreams 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Series paper. It is a March online exclusive, so if you are a demonstrator, you had the option to pre-order this paper. And for anyone else, you can start to purchase this in March. So I'm going to give you a quick look at it. I'm going to show you the reverse side first, okay? So let me just get my camera figured out here. Okay, so this is the reverse. So, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of something else with this designer paper. So I'm going to see if you can figure out something, how should I say it? Something new, maybe. Okay. So this has, I believe, some mossy meadow in it. So that's lovely. And then we have this nice crumb cake pattern with some of these sort of, what would you call these? This reminds me of like wheat or, yeah, something going on. And then this is really pretty with a checks here. It's got some old olive crumb cake. This is lovely. This is a gray granite, which is also in the pack. This is nice as well for a background. And we have these beautiful kind of watercolor flowers. And this crumb cake sort of linen pattern, which is lovely too for backgrounds. I really like this. All right, and to see the specialty side of it, here we go. Look at this. You can see this bronze sort of foil in there. I hope you can see it. Very shiny and beautiful. And then we have this crumb cake, sort of espresso, and the inside is that bronze metallic. Again, if you can see that shimmer. And then we have some more florals with the bronze shimmer, which is lovely. And some more of the sort of the wheatish patterns. This is just with the bronze. Isn't that lovely? Beautiful. And this one, which is kind of fun, has little posies on the Secret Sea. Some bronze posies there, if you can see that shimmer. And then this last one, which is some beautiful florals, and it also has some of those bronze accents. So very, very pretty, very pretty. All right, so I'm going to show you the colors in this color palette and see if any of you can see something different. So if you're looking for color coordination, just go to the back of your package, and it will have a list of the colors that are in the package. So you can pull out your color bases or whatever just by coordinating with some of those colors. So can you guys see the colors that are in here? I don't know if this is close enough. They're listed right here. Whoops. Can you see what they are? And do you see anything that's a little bit different? I don't know if you can read this. It's a little bit, hope it's not too blurry. I'm just trying to look on my computer to see if you can see that. Maybe I should move it over. I don't know which way. Let me know if you can see it. Oh, it's a little bit tricky. Oh, now I'm totally off camera. Okay, I will read these to you. So the paper has crumb cake, gray granite, hydrangea hue, mossy meadow, secret sea, and bronze. So what of those colors are something a little bit different? I'm going to say it's the hydrangea hue. When I was looking at this package closer the other day, I thought, that's different. So I will take that to mean that color might be a new in color coming this year. What do you guys think? So hydrangea hue, to me, looking at this paper, I'm going to say it's this color right here. That's kind of the color of hydrangeas, right? I know those of our friends that live in warmer climates and have hydrangeas growing out in your backyard, I'm sure you can confirm or deny whether that is the color of hydrangeas. I'm going to say yes. I know they come in white as well, but here, look at this bit on the outside of the flower. Don't you think that's hydrangea? Oh, I'm excited. A new purple. Okay, that's our little secret. We'll see who else discovers that, but Yes, I was quite happy to see that little tidbit. So just a little sneak peek for you guys today. All right, so to today's project, this is a sample. The template was one that was shared by Sue Phillip of Sue's Paper Creations. She's a fabulous demonstrator in Victoria, BC. And it's kind of, I don't know if it's a fun fold, but it's kind of like a flip card, I would say. Okay, it just kind of flips up, and we're going to use some of that designer paper in our project today. Okay, so I will get out my paper trimmer because we have to do a teeny bit of cutting. Not a lot, just a bit. So you're going to pick a color for your base. And so because I was using this cardstock, I pulled out the crumb cake, which I'm going to use as my base. So you're going to cut a base that is 5.5 by 5.5. Okay, so this is half a sheet of our paper at 5.5. And then I'm going to cut it again at 5.5 right here. Okay, like so. And then on one side, now it doesn't matter because it's a perfect square, 5.5 by 5.5. So you pick whichever side you're going to score at 4.25. Okay, 4.25. So I think we'll maybe get all of our pieces cut, and I'll tell you all the dimensions, and then we'll put everything together. Okay, so 4.25. I think that was 4.25, not 4.5. Yeah, 4.25. Okay, so there is our base. I'll set that aside. And then for this front panel, I have a piece of, well, two pieces. So I have a piece of Secret Sea that I cut, and that is cut at 4.75. 4.75 by 3.5. 4.75 by 3.5, and then the layer on top is going to be 4.5 by 3.25. Okay, so these are going to nestle on top of each other. Okay, and then I have 3 strips of that designer paper. So I pulled out this pattern. I think this is just so beautiful. Oh, I love that linen on the back too. So you're going to need 3 strips of this designer paper. So this is cut at 3 inches and then by 1.25. So you're going to need 3 of them at 3. I'm going to do the 1.25 on this side. 3 by 1.25. I hope you can see this. I hope I'm not too high. Okay, so that's 1, and we'll do another one, and we'll do another one. Okay, so 3 pieces at 3 by 1.25, and then we have this strip along the top, and then I decided to put one on the inside as well. So you need 2 of these of the designer paper, so I used the one with the little bronze posies. So I cut those out, and you're going to need 2 of them at 5.25 by 1. Okay, so 2 of those. All right, and then the only other pieces are the flowers and our greeting, but I'll get to those as we put this together. Okay, so let's grab our base. So on that score line, you're just going to burnish that. It's going to make your little top flap, okay? And, oh, I might have forgotten. Did I forget? I did forget to cut one piece. I'm going to do that right now. This is our inside piece, which is our usual 5.25 by 4. So let me get a piece of white. Oh, it all hidden under a bunch of other stuff. So let me see if I can grab a piece. 5.25. I'm sure it's 5.25 by 4. Yes, 5.25 by 4. Our usual for the inside or for a layer. So this is already 4. So let's trim that down to 5 1/4. I thought I forgot something. I thought, feels like a piece is missing. Okay, so that will fit here on the inside, right? Okay, so let's put that in first. This is where you can stamp your greeting. Whatever you would like. Okay. So I'm just going to put this in here, 5 1/4 by 4. All right, and let's put our little strips on this little fold. So there is a floral on the other side of this piece if you would rather do that. Should I do that? Or do I want, it's different. It's different than the one we had. I wonder if that might be a little bit too much. I think I'll just do it with the dark Secret C here. So I'm just going to grab my silicone mat. Okay, so let's just put some adhesive on here. And these posies go in all directions, so I'm not too worried about how they go on. Okay, so we'll do one on the outside, and then we'll flip it, and we will put one on the inside. Now, if you wanted, maybe I should put a different one on the inside. Aha, that's what I'll do. I'll flip it for the inside. Let's do that for something different. Okay, so we'll put this, when you open it up, you'll see this floral pattern instead, right? So here you go. That is our top, and when you open it, you'll see those flowers. Hey, that's something different. Okay, so now we are going to put our panel together. So on my sample, I did emboss the white. I used the Eyelet 3D embossing folder, but afterwards I thought, you don't really see it that much like you do. So I think for this one, I'm just going to leave it blank. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. What do you think? You think that's just to switch it up a little bit? Finally here, Irene. Happy you made it. Hope everything went all right this morning. Good to have you pop in. All right, so let's put this on top of the Secret C. Okay, so maybe you can see it better here. There you go. And then we're going to put these panels on. So I tried to leave them in the order that I cut them out of the paper. So you kind of have a bit of a continuing pattern there. I guess you could have cut these a little bit. Oh, this one doesn't look right, does it? Oh my gosh, I did not cut those the same size. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me cut another one. We'll have to mess up with our pattern a little. Why did we do that? Oh my goodness, Friday mornings, Friday the 13th. That's what I'm going to blame it on. All right, so 3 by 1 1/4. Okay, so 3 by, oh my gosh, I must have just done it at 1 and something. Maybe I don't know what I did. Okay, we'll go 1 1/4. All right, so our pattern will not quite be a pattern, but it will be fine. It will be fine. Okay, so now let's put these on. So I just eyeballed these, to be honest. I did not check to get them exactly the same distance apart, but I'm going to leave a little bit of a border all around. Okay, so I'll try to lay it down straight, and then maybe I'll do the other end. Yeah, so how is everybody this morning and today? Now the sun is coming out. Oh my gosh, it was really, really cloudy when I got up. I thought, oh, are we going to get snow today? But maybe today, I think my husband said it might be the last day for some warmer temperatures. Okay, so those, okay, these are Sue's measurements. So you could probably, if you wanted, even make these a teeny bit wider if you didn't want quite so much white. But like I said, I did do the embossing on the sample, which I didn't do here, but I mean, it's okay. Instead of 1 1/4, you could maybe try 1 1/2. So what is this? This is, what did I say our white one was? It is 4 1/2. 4 1/2. So if you did one, this is 1 1/4, 1 1/2 is 3. So that would give you 3 1/2. So you would still have some white space in there if you wanted to make these a little bit wider. But we'll go with this for today. Okay. So next thing we're going to do is, now should we add our flowers first or put this on first? Maybe we will attach. No, you know what? I just can't make any decisions today. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. All right. So let's go on with our greeting. Okay. So I cut out and stamped. So I stamped Celebrate. And it is from the Beautiful Motif stamp set. So right here, they have some other nice greetings here as well. This is in our large annual catalog. So it's still current. And then I cut it out with the Stylish Shapes dies. So I'm just going to, on my sample, I kind of just had the flag at the end. But this one, I think I'm going to switch up. And I'm just going to sort of overlap them like this. I kind of like that look as well. So let us put some adhesive here. You probably don't need it on the whole thing, but, and I'm going to put the white about halfway offset to the Secret C, kind of like so. Okay, so it kind of is going to look like this. It's a little more offset, and it'll go flat on our card front. Okay, I'm not going to pop it up. You could, but I think I'm just going to leave it flat because I'm going to pop up some of those flowers. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to put it here to the left. Try to get it fairly straight. I might be a little bit off. Let's see. Oh, that's not too bad. Right? Okay, and then I did cut out some flowers from the Simply Beautiful dies. So these are some dies that are in another bundle in our mini catalog. They look like this. Now, just a little plug, I am doing a class on February 28th using this bundle of products or suite of products. And this is what these dies look like. They are very beautiful, very large, some of them, but they can make for some beautiful projects. So if you're in the Edmonton area, I'd love it if you would come. Just send me a message if you're interested in the details, and I can certainly send those off to you. But I cut out the flowers here from the smaller of the dies in there. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 flowers, so I'm just going to overlap these. Now, I don't think there's a real right or wrong way, as long as they are offset a little bit. And I'm just going to add those together with a glue dot. So I'll just put it on this top one and just offset that here a little bit. Okay. And then we'll do the same on the second one. We'll just add a glue dot and put these together. Okay. All right. And then I did on my sample cut some leaves from those dies. These ones I did in Mossy Meadow. And then I got to thinking, maybe we could just do some out of the Secret Sea. I know you don't normally see blue leaves. But you know what? I think I'm just going to tie this blue into here with these leaves. So there are two different shapes that I cut. So I cut two of the larger and one of the smaller narrow one. And this is how they come out from the die. Okay. So let us maybe, should we put these on first? I think we'll put these on first with a mini dimensional, and then we'll tuck in those leaves in behind. Okay. So let's put a mini dimensional on our first one here. And we'll just sort of put it on top of the end of that greeting. And we'll put another one here. And we'll just overlay that, or maybe under here. Okay, I hope you can see that. And then let's just tuck in these leaves. So I am just going to use regular adhesive. You could do liquid glue as well. And then I'm just going to tuck these in. Maybe I'll do one. Oops. I'll tuck one in under here. Okay. And then the larger one, I will tuck in. Let's tuck this one here in the center. So these two are together. Two different ones. And then I'll do the last one maybe over here. Let's see, I know there's also some blue there. I could maybe, whoops, stick it out this way a little bit, just so you have a little different look there. What do you think of that? What do you think of the blue compared to the Mossy Meadow? I kind of like the blue a little bit better. What about you guys? What do you think? I might switch this green out just because there's no green in this paper. Well, there is green on certain patterns of the paper, just not this particular one. I kind of like the blue better, but that's a personal preference, right? Okay. So before we add our little embellishments, I'm just going to put this on top here. So what you're going to do is just put some adhesive on the top of your flap, or just the top here of your card base flap. Now, you don't want to get too much on here because you don't want it to stick. So maybe it's better to put some just on this flap here. And I'm going to put it not quite halfway. And then you're going to, oh, I probably shouldn't have done it all the way across either. Okay, well, we'll take that off later. And then you're just going to center this here, leaving a little bit of a white border. Okay, so there's not that much on the end, so you can just kind of rub that off. Okay, so maybe it is better to put it on your flap. Oh my gosh, anybody that's tuning in for the first time is probably thinking, what a crack she is this morning. Oh, yoy. Like I said, it's Friday morning, Friday the 13th. That's what I'm blaming everything on. Irene, you like the blue? I like the blue too. I think it just brings that out a little bit better from the paper, right? Okay, so let's add our little embellishments. So again, I'm using these Moody Palette Glossy Dots. I love these. I've used these probably on every project I've been showing you lately. So we have some cloud cover, some white, Old Olive, and the Secret Sea. Now, if they had those new hydrangea colors, that would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Okay, so I'm going to pull off two here and two of the larger ones and put them in the center of my flower. I had something initially that a dye that I was going to use, but I don't know. I just did not like the look of it. I like these a little bit better. Okay, so there it is. Our new Delicate Dreams Specialty Designer Series paper. So that is coming in March. Okay, so for anybody that has ordered it, great. I'd love to see what you come up with. And if you have to wait until March to get it, you're going to love it when it does come. It's just so, so beautiful. So just a heads up too, we do have our great join promotion happening during the month of February. And for anyone that joins the Stampin' Up! Family, you get the stamping positioner for free. And this is what it looks like. So this replaces our old Stamparatus because there were a few copyright issues with the previous one. So they pulled it off the market and spent time just redesigning something brand new, which is this. And it is meant to be a great tool for positioning things and putting them in perfect alignment on your paper. So this is the base here, and you have these pegs where you can move your plate, all right? And it's on a nice foam mat, so it won't damage your table. And these are the magnets. So these have a nice little handle you can hold, and they are not as strong as those previous magnets in our Stamparatus. Those previous magnets were so, so strong that if they accidentally touched together, it was really hard to get them apart. And there was the chance that they could break and you could injure yourself. So these are way better. And they are super, super strong as well. So there's a magnet under here that these adhere your paper to. Okay, so you would put your paper underneath. So I'm not going to demonstrate today. I'm just going to basically tell you. So you can get some grid paper. And I don't know if you can see, they have little holes here at the top. And those would fit on top of these holes. So it holds it in place. And then you would add your magnets on your paper to hold your paper down. And then you have two different plates you can use. So you have the large one. So you would position your stamp where you want it on your paper. You would put this on the little pegs on the corner, and it's like a spring. Okay, so you would push it down to adhere your stamp. And then you would turn it over, ink it up, put it back, and then push down on your paper, okay? Now, because of the spring, your stamp, I don't know if you can see this on the camera, there's this space in between. So your stamp would never touch your paper unless you push it down. Okay, so you can use this to reposition your stamps, or you could put a number of stamps on one and just do your whole background at once. Now, if you wanted to just do, you know, a little bit of stamping, or you wanted stamping like the same greeting in a row, that's where these pegs come in. So you have two little holes. So again, you would place your stamp on your paper. You would pick it up with your positioner, ink it up, and then you could place it back in the same spot, stamp down. You could move it over, stamp down, move it over, stamp down, okay? And it's again on that spring system. So very, very neat design, quite compact too, which is nice. And maybe next week I will come up with a project that we can actually showcase how this works. So again, anybody that joins the Stampin' Up! Family in the month of February will get this for free. I think it's about a $60 or $65 value. And for now, it is only available, it was only available to existing demonstrators for a really short time for a pre-order. And now it's only available to those who sign up, whether you want to do it as a hobby, just for yourself or for the discount. It's totally up to you. But you would get this for free. And then they have not released a launch date when this might go on the market for anyone to purchase. Okay, so it's very, very exclusive right now. So if you are interested, you can visit my website, and there are instructions on how to join up, and we would love to have you on my Creative Circle team. Love it. All right, guys, so I'm just going to turn my camera around. Let me get it out of here. 1 second. Okay. I did it. Okay, so that was a lot of information. And how long were we here? Just over half an hour. So thank you for joining me today on this Friday the 13th. I know it will be a good day for you guys. Really great day. Spoil yourselves. Have a great time just watching some of the Olympics. Have you been watching the Olympics? Yes, I love it. Our Canadian men's hockey team started great yesterday, and they have another game today. So going to be watching that, and we have a few medals. Hopefully we'll get some more. But I know everyone is strongly rooting for your own team. So let's go Canada, right? Okay, everybody. Thank you, Marlene. I did like that card too. I thought it was kind of different. So a neat little template to follow, you know, if you ever want to recreate it. So I will post this on my YouTube channel, this video. So if you ever wanted to recreate it, you can certainly visit that. It's at Christine Stamping Spot on YouTube, and make sure to subscribe when you're there, and then you'll get notifications whenever something new pops up. So okay, everybody, I'm going to let you go. Get on to your day. Thank you for joining me. And again, have a very, very happy Valentine's tomorrow. And we will see you next time. Bye, everybody. Have a great day.